The book projected Pierce into the body of Dr. Colden. The detective watched helplessly as Bradley's friend carried out her inquiry. Confronted with the experiments of Fuller, she got into his office and discovered that the director of the Riverside Institute was hiding information on, if not the body, of Sarah Hawkins. But she was discovered by Fuller. Pierce must save her before it's too late. So hello everybody, welcome back to Call of Cthulu. I took a quick peek to see what kind of collectibles and that we would be getting in this chapter, and oh my god, this chapter might be 2 parts. Not gonna lie, it seems to be a fairly hefty one. Either that, or else a lot of this is just like not pointless, but just like way shorter than it, or like it's shorter than it seems to be because of its type, though.
I pray that Colden is really here and alive.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 1. The Diary of Reverend Woodward's wife, her husband John, built the first Hawkins home, called Hilltop, at the end of the 17th century. They were among the first white colonists of the island. The previous inhabitants disappeared mysteriously 3 centuries earlier. How do you know?
An old diary.
Do we ever know why we think that other people have been here?
What does that mean?
Dr. Fuller, 1849. I mean, I believe it means that it's a picture of him from 1849. Would you read the book? Volume 3. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I have never heard of, divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. Oh, we read all the books of unholy knowledge. Oh, that's actually the same description as we've had before. And our occultism is up to 85%. It's fucking getting up there. It's almost at that 100. Got the ship.
Priscilla is here, like in the vision. Colden came this way.
Somebody sure did.
What the? Fuller too.
Small bottle of sleeping pill. Oh, was that all of them? Wow, alright. We're only at chapter 9 of 14 and we've discovered all the small blue bottles. Go us. Okay, it doesn't look like we can hide. Okay, now hang on before we continue. Okay, that puts that away. And left trigger is run. Alright. Okay, let's see. Alright. Just hitting A actually brought out my lamp there, but hitting A now doesn't. What the fuck door do we go?
Right. Enough time wasted. Colden needs me. I must find her.
I wanted to see him about something, but it can wait. Best thing. You know how he hates to be interrupted when he's operating. Moreover, I don't know who he was opening up. He seemed like he was nasty.
Alright, so I'm assuming that we shouldn't go that way. Because, I mean, there's a good chance that, it probably wouldn't end well for us to be spotted by one of these guys. Now, I mean, this is where we need to go ultimately. Oh,
No.
hello.
No. My God.
Okay.
What is happening to me?
I guess we got pulled in with the Shambler. Okay.
What was that?
Oh.
It's as if I'd been transported somewhere else.
Oh, hello.
What happened? Something has changed, but what?
Okay, so we can change dimensions, I guess? Can I go into the pharmacy this time? Sure can. Uomo Delinquent. This pseudo-scientific work by Cesare Lombroso correlates an individual's morphology with his criminal predispositions. The seriousness of this study and the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader. Oh, we read this one before. We found this one as the chick. Right? Yeah, like we found that as her, and I was wondering if finding it as her increased our. I'm just quickly scanning through to find the next collectible on this. Because apparently, if our light goes out, the Shambler, or if we put it down, the Shambler will. The Shambler will kill us. Alright, well, I don't see a beam of light. And our next collectible seems to be fairly far into the future. So now that that door's open, if we do this, will it be open in this pathway too? Okay, so doesn't seem to do anything with that. Okay, so I can unlock certain walls, but not the ones with a symbol. Okay, and then that. Oh, I hear the Shambler, which isn't good because my lantern is running low. Oh, so coming here actually increase. Okay. So as long as I run into the safe room, I'm safe, I guess. Where are we going now? Bathroom, sure. Okay, can. And I can't go that way, so I'm assuming then if I do this. No, it doesn't let me into the bathroom. And it doesn't let me go that way. This teleports me into there. Oh, there's another book here. Very interesting book aimed at a wide public. Yeah, we found this one before as well. Nothing there. There, that leads me there, but I can't do anything with it. Get our oil back. And then that just leads us into this room, which we can walk into anyway. We've got all these symbols, but I can't seem to do anything with them. It wants me to go into the men's bathroom. Oil back. Teleports me to there. Okay. Oh. Administration, eh? Oh, and I also noticed that I don't have a, that's weird. Oh, I see. I don't have an oil meter when I'm in this vision. Or this dimension, this mode, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now that I've opened up the administration door, when I switch views, I should be able to go through there, right? Okay. Into administration. There's clearly something there that I'm not allowed to get to yet. But now, what is it in here that I need to find? Do I just need to get in here to go through this wall, maybe? Where does this lead me? I honestly don't. Oh, now I'm in the bathroom. Okay. Hello? What? Okay.
Destiny, it has trapped you.
Okay, so now I'm assuming then that all of the doors with those symbols have now disappeared or something? I don't know. Our next collectible, hang on. Yeah, it doesn't. That's gonna be a giant pain in the ass if I have to try and follow that. Okay. Hey. Get rid of you now. To the kitchen. Nothing there. We're gonna want to make sure that I have as much oil as possible, since I know that running out means death. Okay, so there's yet another symbol. Okay, so I probably got to come back this way in the other view to open up one of those doors. Not that one, not that one. Okay, so these doors are wider though, it seems. Anything in the kitchen I can do though? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Is there any other doors that I might be able to open now? Okay, well I should be able to go through there. Yup. Hello, Mr. Shambler. I'm not too worried about you. I have light. And I'm just assuming based on that cutscene that that's what's keeping you away from me. Hello, hello, Mr. Lightbeam. Oh. Floor symbol.
You are confronting powers that surpass you.
Oh, and I actually know exactly where that symbol goes. Right here. It seems like the oil doesn't start to drop very quickly. Like, it seems to take a minute to actually, like, start dropping. But then once it does, it seems to go down pretty quick. Okay, it goes through that wall. Okay. Which means I might need to go around. I should probably go and switch views just to get through these areas. Or to do like my initial sweep through the area, right? Because then that way if there's a door that I need to open up, I can open it up. I love this thing, by the way. Like, I thought it was weird that they were like showing me directly where to go. But at the same time, because of the way they have it laid out, where you need to open up certain doors and that, you still need to find your way around, but you'll always be able to find your way back, which is the important part of that. Surgical ward. Fuller's office. Okay, that door's open. We started in there, so in theory there shouldn't be... Oh, this is the other side of that wall, which means there's something on the table here. Like a dictionary. Yeah, we got that one before as the chick. How do I open up? Nope. Oh, apparently I can't open up my stats in that again. Okay, so let me see where my next... Okay. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to assume that in here is going to be the symbol that unlocks the rest of them. Oh, by the way, I got like 3 more games now for Spooky Sunday to play. And the next one will be Little Nightmares 2, actually. It went on sale again, and it was only like $12, so that was enough to get me to buy it. So, oh god, hello, prick. Alright. So now we can unlock the rest of the paths. But is there... I feel like there isn't really much of a reason to, though. Let's see. Oh, yeah, because there really isn't. Let's see. Next collectible. Oof. Not for quite a while. All right. So yeah, I have a feeling then that it was just that
It
it
looks
was.
like things are back to normal.
Is it? I mean, can it be considered back to normal when that happened? Something's clearly off. But yeah, that part, just reading like snippets every now and then, made that part seem like it was going to take a huge amount of time, which it obviously didn't. Okay. That wasn't the door that I opened up, though. I guess we'll go this. I mean, I don't know if there's a difference to which way we go. I mean, it all looks basically the same.
What's going on? It never ends.
You know, you can't really say that something never ends when you're in a situation like this, because it might. Maybe it's just that far ahead, you know? Like, you don't know that it's infinite. And you will never know if it's infinite because the end could always be just in front of you. Okay, I'm going to wait until it glitches out again, then I'm going to turn around and see if that changes anything. Nope, it does the same thing. Alright, does it matter which... I mean, I guess I'll just turn around and keep going this way in case it does matter. I'm just going to keep running. I mean... Oh.
Damnation. That's
Oh,
me.
hello.
Oh God! I gotta get
I'm
out.
in a... You know, for a big, bad detective army veteran, this guy really panics a lot. Hello, hello?
Pierce,
And
I found her. I finally know what's going on. You must live and find the truth. It is already too late for me.
Colden? What's going on? Was it
I
a
don't know.
hallucination?
I doubt it.
Please take a seat and be quiet, Mr. Pierce. I'll be with you in a moment.
Stop whatever the hell you're doing and turn around now. No, it can't be.
No! You son of a bitch! What did you do to her?
I wish I could have done more experiments on you, Mr. Pierce.
I said, what did you do to her?
You shouldn't be sorry for your friend. You should envy her.
Murderer! This madness must stop!
Guess she wasn't quite so dead.
Colden?
I mean, she definitely looks dead. Doesn't look good. Fuller's not here anymore, but that's not a surprise. And still can't access my stats in that, so... Okay. Hey, we got our lantern back.
What in God's name?
Oh, it's Sarah. She's not dead either.
What did they do to you? Can you speak?
gave him the gold and I the azure. I don't see him very often anymore. The green is stronger.
Are you feeling ill?
I'm here, but no. No,
Let's get you out of here.
it comes in my dreams. Our minds melt like colors on a palette.
Come with me.
It's is of the oldest green. A violent living, vibrant. A sea green, maybe. No. No.
Mrs. Hawkins, we must go before someone finds out.
Oh, but he will. He always knows these things when it's about me.
The hell is that? Valid SAN requirements?
I have seen the same color. It was not as vivid as you said.
A pale copy. A discarded spawn.
Do you know what it was? Tell me.
I can't. We should not call his name. Terrible, terrible consequences.
All right. Come with me.
He will know. He will find us.
One more reason to hurry.
Have I seen you before?
Can you walk?
Maybe.
Then let's go before your husband finds us.
Alright,
It was
so I
in
don't
your
know what that
studio.
was.
What?
You painted me. That's where you saw me.
Of course.
Sure, why not? Of course. Yes, it makes perfect
The men
sense
in
now.
white are coming.
You mean the guards?
This way. Follow me.
Well, okay. I don't think I have the option to lead you, so...
What the?
Oh no.
You there. You won't get far.
Alright, well, let's get out of here.
Wait. The machine. It's the green. The decaying one.
The gas.
Yes. It's not good for living beings.
We don't have time for that.
I am not moving until the wrong is set right.
Damn it.
Alright, so we need to shut off the gas. Alright, that's fine. I'm sure we can manage that. Poker here, bunch of coal, huge amount of coal. I'm assuming just turning this isn't going to work.
I'd be better off finding a tool.
Oh, like this poker that was right here that I was looking at before?
All right. That should do it. Let's move.
I'm your puppet no more. You bastard!
You're my wife. My wife. You owe me obedience.
Leave her alone! We're leaving this crazy island.
You are going nowhere. Don't get between me and my wife.
You gonna take that, dude? Get the fuck up.
Nobody tells me what to do with my wife. How dare you? No! Why should I let you take her away when I could snap your neck?
You're cold. They don't want me dead.
Why? Because you are the one destined to perform the call.
Your wife thinks so.
Fool. My desire to protect Sarah is stronger than their petty schemes.
You heard her.
No, detective. She is much, much more than a woman. She is the Oracle. Sarah has seen things, has made things you can't even begin to imagine. Would you still save her if I told you that she is even more dangerous than I am?
She's weak. Physically and mentally.
Do not make the mistake of thinking she's a feeble woman.
So did I not have a high
Sarah
enough
has
skill in
been
that,
in
or?
the presence of the myth for too long. Even if she were to leave Darkwater, she would still hear his call. And the cult will always be here, waiting for her.
Then we get rid of its members.
You are out of your league, detective. They control the whole island.
Get
She
rid of the
will
island.
finally surrender to his power, and the world will fall with her.
Don't!
No one can escape the wheel of destiny, they say. But I will change it. I will save Sarah.
Where the fuck you pull that from? I mean, I doubt that he's dead. But, you know, whatever. Nope, still chapter 9. After the death of Colden, Pierce, a victim of hallucinations, advanced inside the Riverside Institute to the point of discovering Sarah Hawkins alive. Prisoner, Dr. Fuller. The last confrontation between Charles Hawkins and his wife was revealed that the man, under his monstrous appearance, tried to protect her from the influence of the myth. He warned Pierce, if Sarah succumbs to the lure of the occult, she will lose all free will, allowing the cult to bring its plan to fruition, summon an ancient and evil god. Henceforth, Pierce must know more about Sarah Hawkins' intentions and find a way to protect her.
No parent should have to bury their child, knowing it's me that put him there. The guilt will never go away.
I feel your pain.
I'll do anything to get him back. Anything. My work was what lured me here in the first place. It began showing me things I never should have painted. Things Charles should never have seen.
What am I to you? care of you, saved you from your miserable life. You'll never find a man better than me. You owe me.
I owe you nothing. We'll leave now.
You're not going anywhere. You are mine.
Simon.
Come on. It's over now.
Alright. Let's see here. So our medicine is up to 56. We got 8 points over the course of that. I guess because we couldn't come into the thing. Should we get our psychology up? So I have 7 points available, which means I could max out one of my 3 skills here, because I haven't been bothering with eloquence or strength, so I'm just going to ignore them completely. So now the question is, which one of these I'm thinking investigation or psychology. I'm going to go with investigation. And then I'm going to put another point into psychology so we can work on that after. So our investigation, we are now mastered. Okay, and how's our sanity looking? Holy hell is our sanity low. Fucking Christ. Pearson Sarah... Okay, let's see. Reading the Necronomicon. Yeah, we did that. Oops. Trapped in madness. Is the death of Colden a hallucination, or is it the sole flash of truth in the slow descent into madness that Edward Pierce's mind is undergoing? The detective gained entry to the Riverside Institute in order to help the doctor, immediately attacked by the Shambler. He fled through a transmuted hospital whose architecture respected no physical laws. His wanderings led him to an operating room where his confrontation with Fuller came to an end when Colden's corpse rose up to attack Pierce. The detective thinks that he's got a grip on himself, but he now knows that death and madness lie in his path. His sanity was severely affected by this new ordeal. Yeah, no kidding. Pierce and Sarah Hawkins confronted the monster that Charles Hawkins had turned into. The man retained nothing human. Tentacles replaced one of his arms. His face bore the signs of an unfinished mutation and was endowed with superhuman strength. He was on the point of strangling Pierce when Sarah Hawkins drove a poker into his throat. Pierce finished him off with an axe. This fight to the death left Pierce physically and mentally scarred. And then the cost of truth. While Pierce's sanity is growing dangerously weaker, his increased sensitivity to the occult opens new ways for him. On rare occasions, he is now able to unearth hidden truths when he speaks to the inhabitants of the island. As with everything connected with the myth, using it comes at a cost. Oh, shit. Is that what the... Yeah, because that's the sanity symbol. So now that my sanity is low, that's why I have those extra options, I guess, during conversations. Algernon Drake is the owner of the Nameless Bookstore and a friend of Sarah Hawkins. It would seem that the two of them were united in a common thirst for knowledge about the occult. He has a strange collection of parchments and books of spells, and he seems to know a lot about the island's clandestine activities. If I decide to explore the occult trail, he will be an excellent guide. Then Marie Colden. I arrived too late to free Colden from the clutches of Fuller. Just before I found her body in the hands of the doctor, she had come to see me to give me a last message. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I believe that her words were full of truth. And then Sarah Hawkins. I found Sarah Hawkins alive, prisoner of the Riverside Institute. Charles Hawkins and Dr. Fuller seem to have connived to hide her from the world. She seems to be very affected by the tragedies that have struck her family, but I detect a fighting spirit in this woman that I would better not underestimate. She's a survivor. Through the eyes of Dr. Colden, I finally visited the Riverside Institute. The operating rooms and dormitories surround the pharmacy. Everything here has an air of respectability. Do the nurses really know, like Dr. Colden, what's going on in the cellars? What is sure is that the staff fear Fuller. It is perhaps this fear that prevents him questioning the validity of a medical center of this size on such a small island. And for occult stuff, Ascent. When they will have consumed the stellar flesh and survived the transformation, closer than ever to their new master, they will enter his sleep of death and will only awaken to answer his call. They will be called the Awakened. Okay. Sure. Extract taken from the Necronomicon for Cthulhu. Let's see. Funglui Muglua Cthulhu Relay Wagraf. Sure. Elder Sign. Men discovered a protective symbol so powerful that it could remove them from the gaze of creatures of the myth. They carved it into their jewels, painted it on the doors of their houses, and embroidered it on the clothing of their children. Later, they understood that it could even exercise its power on the doors of the sunken city. Okay, so we need to find this sunken city and put this all over it so that Cthulhu is trapped? The words that follow are not really mine. They were communicated to me in a dream and trances by the greatest minds in the cosmos. I take advantage of these moments of lucidity that grow ever shorter to write down these few scraps from the immense knowledge that they send crashing against my broken mind night after night. I can only leave these crumbs of knowledge to the world in the hopes that reading them will guide men, but I already fear that unholy words will stain the soul of whoever dares open this accursed collection. Because, just like prisoners whose confessions were written on their own skins, I shall protect my heritage beyond the ages. The High Priest. The call cannot be made without a guide. The guide does not have to see or to hear. He is fully committed to the cause of the great old one that he serves. He will find the oracle. He will pursue the truth seeker. He will neither reveal nor explain. He will observe. And when the stars align and the day of awakening arrives, he will take his place and lead the call. Okay. Let's see what we've got for clues. Irene said, yeah, right. And then these we all found. Fuller's notes. The evidence garnered in the Hawkins drawing room raises questions as to what became of the parents' bodies. The discovery of Colden in the office of Dr. Fuller reinforced this conviction. Sarah Hawkins was moved from the crime scene by none other than Dr. Fuller. Even more significant, the director of the Riverside Institute obviously has a strong obsession with the artist. The content of the cylinders recorded by the doctor proves his interest in the young painter. Summaries of psychoanalysis sessions as well as blood tests confirm that fact. In one of the cylinders, Fuller clearly states that he has hidden the body and the personal effects of one of his patients. And then the prescriptions and that we all read. We have the hurricane. Oh, we kept the poker for some reason. Then we got our new books that raised our medicine a little bit. The more sleeping pills that we got. Alright.
Do I have a choice?
Okay. Oh.
How are you, Bradley?
Ah, it's you, Pierce. I'm just worried about Marie. I mean, Dr. Colden. Have you had any news?
I'm so sorry, Bradley. I could do nothing to save her.
What do you mean? What happened?
I'm not sure what happened, but I found her body in the cellars of Riverside.
You sure that you've got nothing to do with it? If she hadn't tried to help you, she might still be alive.
I'm sorry. Truly.
It's that slug, Fuller. I swear I'll shoot him. What do you say, Pierce? Are you with me?
Okay. Oh, valid sanity requirements. I see.
Have no fear, Bradley. Dr. Fuller will not escape the clutches of destiny for long. Sooner or later, he will be judged for what he has done. You just need to have faith.
What are you talking about? What's this story of destiny? No, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna wait for some mystical intervention. I'll take care of him. Myself.
We must do something for those who are still alive, Bradley. Sarah is still in danger as long as the cult is active. We need to see this through, otherwise Marie's death will have been in vain.
You're, the voice of reason, Pierce. As always.
Alright. Now we've talked to him. Let's go down here and check in with Sarah.
Mr. Pierce, we were waiting for you.
Good. Sarah doesn't have much time.
What are you doing here?
Did you think I would let you confront the occult without supervision?
This is too dangerous for a bookworm like you.
Algernon, I need to talk to Mr. Pierce.
Very well, Sarah. I will be in Charles Hawkins' office.
Sure.
You seem different.
Yes. When I woke up this morning, my mind was sharper. Cleaner. I can still hear the voice calling me. It is so strong, so ancient, enticing, dangerous. I may never be able to escape his grip, but for now I can keep it at bay. I know what I owe you, Mr. Pierce, but I can't come back to Boston with you.
I saw everything. The tunnels under your house, the rituals, the secret society. I must get you out of its reach.
I know how dangerous they can be to me. But first, there's the Wanderer. I must find it and kill it. I am the only one who can end its slaughter.
No. No, you will come with me to Boston.
I owe you no obedience.
This isn't about what you want or don't want to do. You would risk destroying the world just because you can't face the consequences of your actions.
I am willing to atone for my sins.
No. You're just trying to erase all proof of the mistakes you've made.
I know what I have done. I will not rest until the creature is sent back to its dimension.
You can't give up, even knowing the stakes.
Yes, thank you.
Still, I won't let you go.
What?
You will stay here until I find a safe way to return to Boston.
That's ridiculous. Listen, Algernon knows of a way to protect me. Help him find what he seeks, and we may all survive this battle.
All right. I'll help you.
Okay. Now I did get, I think, an update on Charles here. Charles Hawkins tried one last time to challenge the wishes of Sarah Hawkins, and he is dead. This time there is no coming back. You don't know that. Although I condemn the actions of this man in a certain way, I understand his motives. He was ready to do anything to protect his wife. His abandonment of the cult allowed us to flee the Riverside Institute and to learn more about the threat that was weighing upon the mind of Sarah Hawkins. Okay, now he said he was going to be in Charles's office. I don't remember where that was. So I'm just going to go this way and hope. Yep.
Seeing you again. Ah, it's you. I'm here for her, not you.
I don't care why you're here. Your usefulness is the only thing that matters. How do we protect Mrs. Hawkins from the influence of the forces that claim her?
By following Charles Hawkins, that imbecile of a thief, of course.
What do you mean?
He found something. An amulet. The symbol engraved on it could protect Sarah.
Could?
We are dealing with forces that by far surpass what your intellect can process. Feel free to ask me any question regarding the matters that exceed your grasp.
What is the true nature of the Necronomicon?
I see that you are interested in my precious book. It is the definitive book of knowledge of the occult, Mr. Pierce, written by Abdul al-Hazred. It is the answer to many a question.
That is why it's so highly valued.
Yes, and even though it is a copy, given to me as a gift by Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University, the work remains very powerful.
I understand better why you keep it in a safe. This creature, the Shambler, what is it?
It is a hunter. It travels from one dimension to another to hunt down its prey.
Francis Sanders was one of its victims. How could a creature like that end up in one of Mrs. Hawkins' paintings?
Sarah has an uncommon gift, a connection with entities that live beyond our reality. I doubt that she was aware at the time, but when she painted the picture in a certain way, she called it.
And now it remains in our reality.
Let us say that it uses the painting as a portal into our reality, and we make enticing prey for it.
That's why we must find a way of sending it back to where it came from permanently. The dagger with the strange sign. Was it you who sold it to Francis Sanders?
If you are referring to the dagger of the ancients, then yes, it was me. Why?
Do you know what he intended to do with it?
Francis was primarily a collector of occult objects. He liked rare items such as the dagger, but I doubt he knew its purpose.
It allowed me to send the creature you call the Shambler back into the painting.
Fascinating. But I am afraid that this might only be short-lived.
You mean that thing could come back?
Yes, that is why I am looking for a more permanent solution.
It must never come back. A genius like you must have already found a way to get rid of this creature, yes?
I sense your sarcasm, but it does happen that, yes, I do have a solution. I think I can destroy it, but for that I must approach the creature, and to be able to do so, I need the key to Rie.
Another one of your baubles.
It is no bauble, unbeliever. It is a very powerful protection, able to repel very ancient forces. Much more effective than your cult.
What does it look like?
It is a golden amulet, bearing very ancient inscriptions and an elder sign at its center. A star with an eye in the middle.
I've already seen that sign. Where can we find it?
Therein lies the problem. That foul thief Charles has hidden it somewhere. I found this drawing among his personal effects. I think that it has something to do with the location of the amulet.
I'll follow this lead. You continue searching.
That is what I intend to do. As for you, return here the second you find it. I don't want it to disappear again.
Alright. So we got an ugly bust. Definitely not that one. I'm going to assume it's not down the secret passageway, because that would be ridiculous. This way, no bus, no doors. No busts in here. Nothing here. I doubt that it would go to the library. Was there... I mean, there was all those rooms upstairs, right? That we explored last time. That seems like it would be a better place to look. Oh. Well, that's not... This one looks right. Okay, here's in his ear, eh? Oh, goody, another picture. This sketch must guide me to the artifact concealed by concealed Charles Hawkins. What? Where have I already seen it? I don't know. Oh, I got another skill point. Pop that into psychology. Get it up to 80%. see, is it in this room? Nope, doesn't look like it. I mean, there's a bunch of books there, so that would make sense to be in the library. The skull would not make sense to be in the kids' room, but I'll do a quick peek anyway. I wonder, because, like, we did pick up a few things while we were here, right? Oh, right, we were already in there. Like, the first time that we were here, so I wonder if they would still be in here now. Well, I mean, that little bust there looks right, but there's no thing next to a skull on it. Things like this never really make sense in most games. Because, like, you get this in games like Uncharted and that all the time, too, where, like, you get a picture and you have to find the thing. But then, like, the thing has, like, some kind of detail in it that there's very little chance that it would still be there, you know? Like, oh, there it is. Maybe. Not really very hidden, is it? Oh, I never noticed that.
This is the
our guy has a
amulet
tattoo.
that Drake was looking for.
This amulet is engraved with the Elder Sign. Drake calls it the Key of Relay. He firmly believes this artifact is of great power. Our occultism's up to 90%. Went up again with that. Man, our medicine skill fucking sucks, man. Oh. If there is a new game plus, I might start and just dump all the fucking skill points into medicine. If there is a new... Oh. Yeah, if there is a new game plus, I 100% will play it. My sanity maybe took another hit from that, I guess. Drake maintains that it can repel the forces of the Great Old Ones and lock the doors to the undersea city of Relay. I see an ugly solid gold medallion engraved with the same symbol that repulsed Charles Hawkins in the nameless bookstore. It remains to be seen if it can really protect Sarah. Alright. Clues, yeah. Still life pictures. Yeah, if there is a new game plus, I'm definitely gonna play it. Guys should let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a new game plus playthrough. I don't know how much there would be to change, but yeah, if there's new game plus, I'll start it and I'll just dump all my first points that I can get into medicine, or that I get into medicine, because that's the only time you can do it. And then yeah.
It's you again.
That's already been said, right?
I think I've found what we're looking for.
Let me see that. Yes, that's it. It's perfect. We are saved.
I must tell Mrs. Hawkins.
Yes, do that.
Oh, and I got another skill point. Christ, just load me up. Really give you a lot of skill points going through this. Wonder how much like eloquence and strength would actually help in this game.
I have it. It's a strange amulet. I hope it will protect you, considering that nothing will help you change your mind.
You must understand, I already went too far.
What have you seen that's so terrible you convinced yourself that you had to risk so much?
I can't tell you now.
This story is going to end badly.
Yes. Chief West is here with Sullivan.
Bradley, you take care of Sarah. I will deal with them.
You sure? All right.
I've been hearing about you a lot lately. You seem to enjoy causing trouble.
Nice job, Chief. You got me.
You can try to play smart with me all you want, Pierce. Witnesses have identified you as the one who set fire to Riverside.
Witnesses? How convenient. That's not the whole story, is it?
I don't care about your stories. Save them for the judge. You know, us cops, we base our investigation on facts and testimonies. You might want to try that next time.
You bet I will.
All right, and that's the end of that chapter. So that was a long chapter. That one was actually over an hour long, barely, but you know. Hey, more sober than Zadok Allen. Never drink, so that must have been the last time that I could have had a drink. I don't know where I could have had a drink there, but hey, or that's the last time I played as Pierce, but that wouldn't make much sense, considering how many skill points they were fucking pumping into me at the end there. But yeah, we've advanced quite a bit. Had a long chapter there. I don't know how long. We've got what, 4 or 5 left? How many did I say there was? 14. So we have 5 chapters left. Let's see. The next one, I'm just scrolling down. It doesn't look like it's very long description-wise, which could be good. But you know, obviously, without actually reading through it, I don't know. But yeah, that'll be it for this part then. See you next time when we figure out how we get out of jail.